Why didn't you return his deposit?
I didn't have the money, and he knew it.
But what did you use the deposit for?
It was a loan for my aunt to get in there, so I had to pay her back.
But that's not his problem.
No, and I didn't have the money, and I let him know I would pay it when I had it. And I was going through an inheritance issue, and I told him I could help him, when I got that inheritance. Then I lost my job, and it was just a really bad year for me. It has nothing
But in
to
your
do
answer,
with me
you
not
say you
wanting
owe him
to.
nothing because he left the room trash, not
He
because I
did
didn't
leave
have
the room
money.
trash. It was completely clean.
Why don't we have any evidence of that? You have zero evidence, no photos of the room, how he
Because
left
I'm not a mean person.
You're not a mean
No, I wasn't trying to harm him in any way, and I told him I would
Taking
always...
pictures of a room in the way that he left it isn't being mean. Holding his security deposit is. Judge Juarez.
The security deposit was given to you. And then there were two people that you owed money to, your aunt and the plaintiff. And you simply chose to give the money to your aunt rather than back to him.
Yeah, I had moving expenses and everything. Like, I lost a lot. So I understand that what he is saying and what he feels that he deserves, but I also understand that he wasn't the most upfront person either. And he did leave it trashed, and I don't have those pictures. I don't.
Okay, right, but when you say he wasn't the most upfront person, what you essentially mean is you thought there was potential, probably based on something he said, that this might be a long-term thing, and it didn't work out because he met somebody else who he wanted to move in with.
Correct.
I mean, and that's roommate life, isn't it?
And I told him I would pay him.
When was that?
Intention in June. I had no intention of never not paying him, ma'am. Ever.
When was he going to see the money?
As soon as I got my inheritance, I let him know.
Did you give him any sort of estimate on when that was going to be?
I let him know when my inheritance came, I would definitely pay him in full.
But when was the inheritance going to come?
It's still in process.
Right. It could be another 2 years. It could be
No. It's closed. It's still in process, though.
Is this true? Did she tell you?
No, ma'am. I have no idea anything about. I did not know anything about an inheritance. I spoke to her once, and we were on good terms even then. And she never told me anything about the room being trashed because it wasn't. I cleaned. I left a mini fridge back for her daughter because she said that she would take it. Because I know that she's been struggling financially, and she's been having problems. I did not want to pressure her. But then I tried calling her again, but she never really answered my phone calls. But that made me a little suspicious. Like, why would you just cut off contact? I mean, I could have worked with her on payment plans. We could have worked together. We could have just figured it out.
Do you think he wouldn't have worked out a payment plan with you? I believe him. I think if you had said to him, "Can I pay you $50
talked to me about it?" Yeah, but next thing I know, I was served. I didn't get several calls from him. I didn't get any of that.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and pass this to Judge Corriero.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Bergen,
Yeah.
I can understand that you were experiencing financial difficulties. And you've acknowledged to Judge Juarez that you have a responsibility, a debt to the plaintiff, but your position now is that you just can't afford to pay him back.
That's correct.
We'll resolve it. Thank you. I have nothing further.
Yeah, we're done.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. We'll excuse the parties while we resolve the case.
This courtroom is now in recess. We'll have you wait outside the courtroom doors.
Okay, so this is a pretty straightforward case that security deposits are supposed to be used for misrent or damages, and we have zero proof of either. The plaintiff paid the rent up until the lease term ended and gave her ample notice that he was moving out. She just spent the money. She doesn't have it. She acknowledged she owes him. So it's pretty simple. He gets his deposit back.
Yeah, she has no defense.
No.
What she eventually said was, I took his money and then I didn't have it to give back. If he waited for several years, maybe I would have. I mean, and how could he dare take me to court when I would have paid him back on my own time?
I think he was very credible in his explanation.
I agree.
And so I agree. I think we have a verdict.
We have a verdict. Yep, in favor
of the plaintiff.
Yes.
This court is again in session.
All right, Mr. Gandhi, Ms. Bergen, we have reached a unanimous verdict. Ms. Bergen, you did acknowledge owing the plaintiff money. He paid you a security deposit of $1,200 that was to go towards any missed rent, any damages. There was no evidence provided by you that there was missed rent or damages created by the plaintiff, so the verdict is a unanimous one in favor of the plaintiff for $1,200.